want to read to you today what Paul said while he was in prison at Philippi. I know what it is to be in need. I know what it is to have plenty. I have learned the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether well-fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want. Where did you learn this secret, Paul? What is the secret you learned? I could do all this through him who gives me strength. It's amazing the challenges here. In prison, he's run out of money. The Philippians help him with an offering. But there's no complaining. There's no, matter of fact, he writes them. He said, I want to let you in on a secret. My life and its happiness, its joy, isn't based upon my circumstances. Whether I'm in jail, whether I'm holding on to a log in the Mediterranean, as he says in 2 Corinthians 11, whether I'm being persecuted, accused, no matter. I've learned a secret, and the secret is I've tapped into a power source that others are not aware of. You see, I can do all things through him who strengthens or infuses his power into me. Now, isn't it interesting, if a man says, I can do all things, did Paul ever fly? No. He never walked on the water and was just suspended. He even got sick in 1 Timothy, and he was saying that he was having ailments, and he dies a martyr's death. So a lot of negative circumstances happened to this man, but he said, I can do all the will of God. And if the will of God says have little, if it says have much, if it says live with persecution, live in good times, the circumstances don't determine my life, but the Lord Jesus Christ and the power he keeps infusing in me as a believer. Someone has said the Christian life is not hard, it's impossible. You can't live this kind of life, joy and peace, gentleness, to be content with a boss that's not treating you right, or even in a difficult marriage, or children in a difficult time in life. There are so many things in this life that buffet us, that are not ideal, that make our hearts heavy. We just know we are not in charge of all the circumstances. We can't control the weather. We can't control the driver 2 lanes over. We have little power. But the power we do have is the power that comes from Christ. And it's a secret I wish you and I and all of us could really tap into. Have you discovered the secret? Christ is enough for any circumstance. Christ in his will, he will give you the power. He'll give you the peace for whatever his will is. The whole challenge of our life is obey God and trust him for the consequences, because we're not in charge. And that makes some of you panic, but I've known it for years. God has to be in charge. I'm not strong enough, smart enough, not prophetic enough to figure out all the contingencies in life. But with Paul, we can say, I've discovered a secret. I've got a secret that even when things are going negative, Christ will infuse his power in me to do his will. So when you get a spiritual headache and you're wondering, how can I cope with this, cope with that? Say with Paul, I can do it if you'll infuse the power. I'm going to stay in a relationship with you where the Spirit of God can fill up my deficiencies, and he's more than adequate to get us through anything that his will puts us into. May you find strength in this wonderful promise in Philippians 4:13.